Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler review series of videos I've been doing for a little while. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm gonna talk about stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. This is just part of my dinner, but we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my back room today, which means we get the Peter Can Thunderbolt poster back there. Ooh. Whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I am doing something else. What is it? I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, where I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, it happens to be my my Mudvayne shirt from the Psycho Therapy Sessions tour that they did in 2023. Uh, if you are unfamiliar with the band Mudvayne, they are a band, I believe, from originally Peoria, Illinois, which always, I like Mudvayne, but I will admit it's always annoyed me a little bit that they don't really like play into the fact they're from Illinois. You know, it's like you think Slipknot's from Iowa. Everybody knows that. But it's like, I don't know. But Mudvayne, they're a band typically sort of classified in the nu metal genre. They've been around since at least the late 90s, maybe even mid 90s. I forget exactly when they got started. But they definitely broke out in kind of the late 90s, early 2000s. Their big single was Dig. And then eventually they kind of went forward from there. They kind of went on a 15-year hiatus before finally getting back together in, I believe, 2022. I was fortunate enough I got to see them perform 2022 and 2023. I like their stuff quite a bit, so much so I've obviously got some merch, and I've actually got some videos of their performances. In case maybe you want to check them out, those videos are on this channel as well. And if nothing else, I'd be happy to point you in their direction. I think they're really cool. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? Why is it my dinner? What are we doing here? Well, folks, like I said, it is my dinner because I, quite frankly, need to go get supplies and I couldn't be fucked. So I'm doing boom! It's noodles. Gotta be careful. Specifically, these are boom. These are these. What are these? These are Sapporo Ichiban Miso Ramen soybean paste flavor instant noodles. So yes, okay, with original spice pack. Okay, don't. Okay, so yeah, I got these because they were on clearance. Like I was going through a supermarket and they just had these available, and I think like it was a big old pack of like 5 or 6 of them, and I think it was like $3 or something. I was like, sure, I can do that. So yeah, Sapporo Ichiban Miso Ramen instant noodles. I reviewed plenty of instant noodle stuff, so much so I have an entire playlist called Ramen Reviews. That's where this is going to end up, and there's a whole bunch of stuff on there in case you want to check it out. But let's go ahead. Let's get a thing for the thing. We're going to try to make this as sexy as possible. Looks like this. Oh, God. Ha 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 ha! Sure, something like that. And yeah, this is one of the ones you gotta do on the stove. Uh, and you know, like it's just a few minutes and then you're done. Nothing tricky about it or anything. Add in the seasoning packets and such. Hopefully, it's good. Not bad. Um, Nothing outstanding or anything, but like it's kind of good for what it is. I get where they're going with the miso aspect of it. Miso has a very unique flavor. It sort of has an earthy kind of umami-ness to it, which sounds just weird to say. It just sounds like I'm just way fancier than I actually am. But you get a little miso in this. Like obviously, it's not going to be anything comparable to like the proper stuff, but there is a little hint of it. The noodles themselves are nice. Like they're a good consistency for the noodles. Um, it's very one-dimensional. That's definitely what I'll say. Like it's tasty enough for what it is, but it's not exactly doing a lot to wow me. And the thing is, if you watch my channel long enough, like I said, I have an entire playlist of this shit. There's a lot of really good like instant noodles out there that really do some really nice things now, and something like this comparatively, it does feel just a little bit okay. But again, it's not bad. Let me try just some of the broth by itself. And the broth is actually pretty nice. You definitely get more of that miso flavor through the broth, obviously, because it's more of a direct flavor delivery. And it actually has a little bit of an acidity to it, which is kind of nice, especially right now. Like I've only been awake for maybe like an hour or so, so I've still got a little bit of crud left in my throat from being asleep. So yeah, I mean, it's not bad. Like I said, a little bit one-dimensional, but you get a decent amount of noodles. I'm probably gonna make more to like, make it like a proper dinner for myself. But there's nothing I dislike about it. I just personally wish that, especially if it's gonna be one of the ones where you have to do it on the stove and everything. I do feel like, if I'm putting in the extra effort to go over there and boil the water and do the stuff. Granted, it's not a lot of effort, but I would like a little bit more, a little bit something extra out of it. But it's not bad. It's just a little bit underwhelming. But two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I'm gonna go with probably not and kinda. So here's the thing. For me, when it comes to like doing the instant noodle stuff and everything, I definitely prefer the ones that I can just pop in the microwave for a few minutes and just get the job done. If I could get like a cup of noodles in this format, like with the miso stuff and whatever, I would probably actually go over there and tag these in every so often. They wouldn't be like an outright favorite of mine or something, but they'd be good enough for what they are. And just nice to have as like an occasional something different to go with. But with the fact that again it is a little bit more involved, there's cleanup involved, you got to clean up the pan and everything that you cook it in. It's just for me, it's like it's not good enough to be worth it. Um, I don't dislike it, but it's just yeah, if I'm gonna go through the extra effort, I want something that's gonna be a little bit worth the extra effort. This, although it's not bad, I don't feel like it's bringing a lot to the table to make it worth it. So for me personally, maybe if it was on clearance again, sure, but that would be about it. I wouldn't go out of my way to get this one. If I'm recommending it to other people, kinda ish. Like, excuse me. Again, there's nothing bad about it. It's just very you know. But at the same time, if you can get it on clearance, feel free. But and again, I always mention this when I do the ramen reviews. There's kind of two people when it comes to you think like people are going to eat ramen. You have the people like me who are just kind of a little bit lazy and can't be fucked to do a lot of proper cooking. That's part of the reason why I eat out a lot. It works for this format, to be fair. And for people like me, it's kind of again, it's just like yeah, I think it's a little bit too much effort to really be worth it. Even though it's not bad, like give it a shot. It's certainly nothing terrible, but I imagine there's better like miso style ramens out there anyway. Though I can't confirm that, but and then the other group of people are people who are more casual ramen enjoyers, instant noodle enjoyers who, probably just doing it for, on lunch at work or something like that. Or there's really no reason for them to get invested in this because you have to go over there and go through the bullshit of making it and doing the stuff. Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm not entirely opposed to doing the stovetop and doing the whole thing, doing it properly. But again, you need to bring something. It needs to be worth that extra effort. And the fact of the matter is, I can, get ones that I just pop in the microwave that I like way more than this. So, not bad, but yeah. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, tremendous rest of your year, folks. Go over there, have yourselves a truly miso-tastic rest of your life. Because proper miso, used in the right, it's wonderful. It's delicious. It's amazing. Sometime I got to review something that uses like a, miso in its proper sense. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can't do all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what's your take on miso? Is it something you've had before? Is it something you enjoy? Like I said, for me personally, like a nice miso soup, a lot of times you'll get it, like Japanese restaurants, they'll just have like a little complimentary thing. I love that. Even though it's something so simple, it's just, little miso, little tofu broth, little miso broth, little tofu. It's so good. But, have you tried it? Have you not tried it? Is it something you want to try? Is it something you don't want to try? I'd really be interested to hear about it because, it's an ingredient that I feel is fairly well known at this point, but maybe not fairly well consumed, at least here in the United States, So, but anyway, bye.